Solitary confinement within my mind led me to the water to find myself as I write, pushing towards the light, creating art that is poetry. This became my therapy. This is JDR Creatives, and this is Lonely Walks by the Water. Oh yeah, I thought I was supposed to start when the camera came on. Nah, that's not how Lonely Walks at the Water work. Oh, it's JDR Creatives. Gonna give you a little bit of me. We'll start you out with a poem called "Breathe," and then we're gonna get into the vulnerability and whatever else the water decides to give y'all today. So, "Breathe." Poem reads as follows: Take a moment to listen to your own thoughts. Sit and reflect to help mend your heart. Months later, you still may be hurting, and you still may need help. There is help for you, just like there is help for others. But if you are hiding and hurting, you will never receive the blessings meant for you. Continue to lean into the uncomfortable. As long as you continue to calm your mind, you must simply remember to breathe. Well, we want you to breathe, no matter what. In this collection, we want you to remember you need to breathe. And it's like I tell my son all the time, when you're in pain, the first thing you stop doing is breathing. That's why it's very important that no matter what you're going through, what you're experiencing, you breathe. Now some vulnerability. That wasn't vulnerable enough. We won't punch you right in the mouth with this one. Hmm. None of these poems that I wrote near any water really had any title. It was all a part of this collection. And so really it's just a day that I came to the water out here like this, and I needed a little bit of therapy. Depending on how I felt, I wrote something, whether it was an affirmation or it was me just writing how I felt, and I left it. So this one: I have known pain, I have known struggle, trapped in the bottom of the ocean. I'm drowning and want to give up. As long as you breathe, my son, I will fight, I will push, I will swim to shore. So I don't know. It was a day that I was coming out here, and after I got divorced years ago, I'm old now. And you just deal with other parents, you're dealing with a co-parent, and you're dealing with certain situations, and it just kind of takes your mind, and it doesn't leave you with positive thoughts. I had a lot of negative thoughts, but sitting here near the water, it just reminded me that no matter how I felt, no matter what I was going through, there's a reason beyond myself to keep going. And so I wrote that one for my son. I was making a statement to him, but really, I guess I was making it to myself, because he never saw it. It was me telling myself I have a responsibility not only to myself but to him, and so I have to keep fighting. And that's what really this is. Being by the water helps to refresh me, kind of balance me. And that day I needed it, because boy, I didn't want to catch a charge at all. I'll give y'all one more. One more. Time in which there is so much uncertainty, I have found a way to find hope. In these times, returning to you, to stand, taking in the sights and sounds. As I smell the air, as I watch the waves crash, as I walk on the sand, I'm reminded by returning, this is my place of calm. Like I said, it probably wasn't co-parent that day, but in that moment, it's like I said, all this collection, I wrote this. It's been 8, 9 years. And it was right after I freshly got divorced, and I would just come to the water a lot of times when I wasn't with my son. I just come to a location near some water and just kind of sit, stand outside, relax, take it all in. There's a lot of back then. It's kind of funny how life works. Like you look back, I mean, 10 years ago, and to be where I am now, to be able to share all of this is insane. When I wrote it all, I never thought, okay, I'll share it. It was just my own personal collection. But my hope is that if you are going through something, if you are struggling, if you feel like you're alone, we are all connected in this thing called life. Somebody, they might not went through as crazy as your situation, but we can resonate. We understand, when people let you down, we got expectations of people and they let you down. I done had to learn a whole book on expectations of people. You set them up, you take care of them, you treat them right. You expect them. It'd be small stuff like, hey man, show up on time. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. But I mean, the water's always been a balancing place for me, and I just feel like it was time to give back. Um, Within those poems, you hear me in a dark place, but the water kept me in the light, and that was what's most important to me. Because hey, if not, if I didn't have the water, if I didn't have the gift that the universe gave me, who was to say I would still be here? There was crazy times where I had really dark thoughts. And I didn't know, what to do with them. I didn't know where to go. Who would I talk to? Especially as, a lot of people can say, oh yeah, as a man in society. Nah, let me take it deeper for you. As a black man in society, we're not supposed to be weak at all. We're supposed to be tough, supposed to be strong, whatever those words mean, because we have loose meanings on them. One of the things I wrote a long time ago is the strongest of us are tender. And I believe that we are. I mean, there are people who every day get up, don't complain, put their boots on, go to work, 12 hours, 16, 18 hours, come home, make sure things are done, make sure they show up for their kids, show up for their wives, they show up for their families, they show up for their communities. And what are they met with? Disappointment by people's expectations of them to be a fucking superhero. I'm a man, I bleed just like any of you. So I had to go through a battle where I had to let go of this theme that I wasn't enough, and what was the interpretation of that? What the fuck did that even mean? I don't know. I don't even care. The trick is you are one of one. Each one of you. You are one of one. So you are enough. Okay? I tell my son all the time, to be born, you know, that's a 1 in 4 trillion shot just to get here. Just to get to this bitch. And I think a lot of times we don't think about it like that. We think in the individuality we have, like, oh, I'm not that important. Every one of you are important because I can't make another you. Just like they can't make another me. I know I have a son and he is only a portion of me, but he is his own person. So my biggest thing with this is the people you think that are strong, the people that you say, oh, they good, they always straight. Maybe you should check on them. You listen to this, maybe today's the day where you call them. Just say, man, I just want to check on you, make sure you're right. Maybe you text them, you email them. I don't know, whatever form of communication. You got to send a pigeon. I don't really care. It's just the people who are in your life, who are what you would say strong. They might be having lonely walks by the water like me. This is the only time I was at peace. I go to work, I wasn't at peace. I had to do somebody else's bidding, you know. Being a father, there's blessings in that, but there's attentiveness I had to have. I had to be pouring into my son. So there is some peace in that, but really, this is the only time I got to be to myself and really collect my thoughts, really jot them down, write them down. So it's it's a big deal. I just We all need a place that we can go where we feel safe. I'm sharing mine with you. So I hope that, you do find and cultivate a space for you. We all need it. It may not be the water. It may be a tree. It may be, I don't know, you might got a man cave. I don't know what yours is, but really you need to eliminate the distractions and really zone in to who you get to be. Really spend some time, have some introspection, reflect, really feel what you're going through. Because the best therapist lies within your own brain a lot of times. But beyond your own walk, sitting in nature for me has just always been my best therapist because it allowed me to kind of zone in and just really focus on myself. It wasn't about anybody else. I didn't have to worry about taking care of this task or taking care of this issue. All I had to worry about was me. So I don't know. That's just from my head. Yeah, I took those knocks, but biggest thing I tell anybody is you can take the knocks and you can sit down or you can choose to move forward. I mean, it's onward. Onward is the only way. We have to learn to stay on purpose, to stay on mission. You can't you can't decide, okay, I'm taking these knocks. There's other people taking way worse knocks. I mean, there's times I was sad, yeah, I lost my family structure, I got divorced, it was tough, but it's like there's a kid right now in the hospital bed with some rare disease that may never leave that hospital outside of a body bag. So in the end, I get to get up and deal with this. Just like those little kids will smile. You see them, they be like, I got some rare shit you can't even say, but I'm living. And I don't know, that's what I've always channeled. Like, I get to do this. I get to have these problems. Because it could be different. I could be done. I could be gone. I could be 6 feet under. And to have these problems only give you the opportunity to craft the best version of yourself. Nothing was laid at my feet that I wasn't meant to handle. I just had to get out of my own way to do it. And the way I got out of my way was coming to places like this and sitting and really like feeling it because this was the safe place. It's like I said, speak your secrets into the wind. Never trust another human. Like, this was a place where I could leave it all here and no one was ever going to judge me for it. And then that gave me the strength to keep going, which allowed me the space to do this. I don't give a damn what anyone has to say. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You can comment. You can say, "Oh man, you look like a little bitch. He's crying." Yep, it's energy. It's energy. I never thought that when I wrote this collection, I'd come back to it and actually do this on this level. I never thought I would actually even release it to the world. I wrote it as a book. The poems that I read to you or that you're gonna hear, I wrote it as a book. And then I was like, it's just too vulnerable. Let me put it up. And to be able to give it back, I can't tell you the feeling. It's powerful. It really is powerful. So I don't really care what anyone has to say about it. It's more of me giving to people that it'll resonate to. If we can tap into someone and give them energy that helps them be a better person or makes them not feel alone, like me telling you, I see you across that water, I see you. That's my damn job. That's what I'm here for. So encouragement is free, people, just like kindness. It does not cost you to give it. And even though this is a very vulnerable space that I've allowed you to come into, I feel like I was put here for that. This is my task. And if I don't complete it, then I'm not going to get to the next step on my journey. There's no more time to hold this back. There's no more time to hide. It's time to give it to you because it allows me to be free. And that's what I seek. I seek freedom. So that's why we give it to you. Yeah. I guess I should read some more poems. I guess, that might help. Let's see. As I walk down to the water during this cold morning, the sun shining bright, the view is breathtaking. I feel relaxed. I have traveled back home to the place I recognize. my place of comfort. As I begin to reflect, I'm reminded that I have built walls around my heart, not allowing anyone to enter. The waves continue to crash, the song that speaks to me. The man who wants to be loved seeks only to be free. Yeah. And then I'll give you this one. And, that's all I really have for the poems for this, you know, this site, this one of my, beautiful views. You will never be so busy that you can't stop to take in this beautiful view. The ocean calls to me. She sings. This day will require me to focus. In this moment, I will smile, taking in everything around me. I am near the water and I feel at peace. That's that's a lonely walk by the water.
Fascinated with the scenery, you ain't a local. You love the way I talk, I'm just warming up my vocal. So let me prove my innocence, purified intentions. Oh, with you. It's that season. I don't need no reason. It's the season. I don't need